Guys, what's up? In today's video, I'm going to be doing my weekly check-in, checking in with all my expenses for the first week of December. My first week of December ranges from December 1st until December 9th, so it's a little bit longer than a week, but I like to do this up front because the first week of the month is usually when I make a lot of my purchases, and I can kind of see where I'm at for the remainder of the month. I do these weekly check-ins mainly to check in with my variable expenses, although you'll see me check in with all my expenses, even my fixed as well. So like my monthly bills that come out like regularly, but I mainly do these check-ins to make sure that I'm not going over my variable expenses like food and gas and miscellaneous, etc. like that. So I do everything here in this Google Sheet template. I put my budget, I track my expenses, and then also do my weekly check-ins here. If you're interested in this spreadsheet, I'll link it down in the description box below, but I'm going to go ahead and get started and zoom in to my expense tracker. So I'm doing it a little bit different than I usually do. I am actually recording this a lot different just to change things up, and I am doing VLOGMAS, so I'm trying to save time and get a video out every day. So I already have my transactions here. I'm going to go over them one by one. For the most part, the first week of December has been quite spendy, although I feel like I didn't spend that much. Whenever I went back to do my expenses throughout the week, I realized that I spent more than what I thought I spent. But you'll also see that not a lot of expenses are going to be in here as well because I track them in my budget spreadsheet, which I'll actually link the video that I made on that. I'm sharing my Christmas budget spreadsheet for free if you're interested in that. I'll link the video to that here in the cards. So I'm going to go ahead and just hop into this. So my first expenses that come out at the beginning of the month on the 1st are usually all fixed expenses. So I'm going to run through those really quickly. So the first one is my mortgage at $2,600. Then my van payment comes out at $462.81. And these are all like pretty much standard to the penny. My life insurance, $29.43. And my trash bill comes out at $27. And then here's where we get into the Costco. If you watch my week 4 check-in, I went to Costco on November 30th, so the last day of November. Usually I wait to the beginning of the month. That way we can restart a whole new budget. But I didn't really see why we should wait until the 1st whenever I just needed to do it on the 30th anyway. And it's not like we have a payday on the 1st that automatically we have, money. So I just went ahead and used what we had left over from our November budget for our food and different categories. And then whatever remaining, I put on the December budget. So it's actually lower technically on the December side than usual for our Costco. So I actually divvied up this order in a couple different categories. So the first category is household. We spent $64.20. We had to buy toilet paper and paper towels and something else, but I don't remember. So that went under household. Next was we spent $20 on some dog toys there at Costco, and so put that under the pup category. Then as far as food goes, we spent $199, but technically we spent $120 more that just went on November's budget. So in all, we spent $320 or so on food at Costco. And then this was actually, we didn't go to Costco that day. We did Instacart. Because there is a day we go to Costco, but this is not the day we went. We just Instacarted it. The next one is actually the day we went to Costco, but you won't see that on this spreadsheet because I put it in my Christmas budget because that's the reason why we went, was to get Christmas things. So you'll see that on my Christmas budget spreadsheet. So before we went to Costco that day, we actually stopped by Starbucks and got some drinks and some food. So that's why it's a little bit more than usual. So that was $22.09, and I just put that under food. I don't have a dining out category. It's just all goes under food. That same day after we went to Costco, we stopped and got a snack at Sonic. Like my 2-year-old, I think, was getting a little hungry, so I wanted to make sure she didn't get too cranky. So we went ahead and got her something to eat and got some drinks there. And so that went under the food category, and that was $9.93. On the next day, I filled up my van at $50.99, and that went under gas and car. Then on the 4th, that same day, so on this day, we took a field trip with our students. I was just I wasn't the person in charge of the field trip. I just went as a proctor, I just helped out. And so during the lunchtime, we usually just stop somewhere and eat somewhere. We ended up eating at Cotton Patch, and that ended up being $13.51, and I just put that under the food category. Next, on that same day, there was a Crumble cookie next door. So I went to Crumble, got 4 big cookies, spent $15, and put that under the food category. If you've been to Crumble, you know that the cookies are huge, and we usually eat them at home. I actually got them for the kids. When we take them home, we cut them like into pizza slices because they're so big and so rich that it'll last us a couple days. And then that same day after work, I went to Walmart, spent $39.98, and this was on formula for the baby. He's been on breast milk since he was born. He's now almost 7 months now. And I'm thinking about not necessarily transitioning to formula, but I want to have some on hand because whenever the new year starts, my plan is to start working out and eating healthier again. And whenever you do that kind of change while you're breastfeeding, sometimes your supply dips. And I just want to be sure I have some formula on hand just in case he is not getting enough breast milk. So I went ahead and just bought some. I did have a coupon for this, so I went ahead and used it, and I put that under the food category. I thought about putting it under kids, but technically it is food for the baby. And then on the next day, I forgot his bottle to bring to the daycare. So what I did is I just went to Walmart, bought the bottle, and I bought a whole bunch of other things like diapers and more food. So those are on hand for the daycare. I spent $70.58 and put that under the kid category. And then I believe this is the last order. Yeah, this is the last transaction for the first week, and it was on the 5th, and our HelloFresh order came out, and that was $150.42. This, I did up it on this one. I can't remember if I got 6 or 7 meals. I got 6 or 7 meals for 2 different people, and I put that under the food. I'm hoping this will last us for 2 weeks or so. So we'll see, because I know my husband took some days off the next week that he can prep and cook things like we used to. So yeah, that is our transactions for week 1. It's definitely heavy on the food, but let's go over to our check-in and see how we did. So for the food category, let me zoom in here. So for the food category, I budgeted $1,100. We spent $449.93. So we have a remainder of $650.07 for the rest of the month. For gas and car, I budgeted $225. I spent $50.99. So we still have $174.01 remaining. Household, I budgeted $100. We spent $64.20. We usually don't spend this much in 1 week, but again, we bought the huge container or Costco container of toilet paper and paper towels. And so we still have $35.80 remaining. Miscellaneous, we didn't spend anything. Pups, we budgeted $40, spent $20, so we still have $20 remaining. I do have their dog food as a fixed expense, so you won't see it on my variable. Kids, I budgeted $200. I spent $70.58, so I still have $129.42 remaining. And then we did not spend anything in beauty, medical, fun, gifts, and personal spending. So pretty good there. Even though we spent a lot in food, we didn't spend a lot in all of our categories. So we budgeted $2,285 for our variable expenses. For the first week of December, we spent $655.70. So we still have $1,629.30. So not bad, considering we did spend a lot on food. We didn't spend a lot in our other categories. And I don't think that I even mentioned this, but even though my December week 1 went from the 1st to the 9th, you don't see any transactions for the 6th, 7th, 8th, or 9th. So that's 4 no spend days. It just doesn't look like it because we spent so much the first 5 days of the month. So whenever I'm telling you we spend a lot the first week, it's mainly because of those first 4 or 5 days is where we spend a lot of our money. So yeah, not bad. So I don't know how this month is going to go, honestly. I feel like I have a solid plan and that we're not going to go over and that we should be good. But sometimes things just catch me off guard and I'm not really sure how the month's going to go. But I'm super excited. I think we should be good as far as like our budget goes. And I really just need to keep checking in with our Christmas budget too to see how we're doing, make sure we're getting all the gifts, but also staying under our budget. So yeah, that's all I have for this video. Hopefully you're enjoying Vlogmas. I think this is day 10. I could be off 9 or 10. I think maybe this is... 9. I think this is 9. So yeah, thank you for everyone who's been following along. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.